G'day, it's Nicola here. Today we're talking about staying organised. How to stay organised when you're creating a life story project. And I've also got some free training for you that's going to help with this. It's called Structure Success Training, and it's a video training. I'll have more information about this freebie at the end. But staying organised is super important when you're creating a memoir, a biography, an autobiography, or some other life story project. At the start of a project, it can feel really overwhelming. What do you do first? Where do you put information? And can be quite chaotic. It can be really creatively chaos, and you're not sure what to do with all these memories that keep bubbling up. But in this show, I'm going to go through my top 3 suggestions. Now, the first one I have for you is actually just a simple notebook. I've got mine here. This is a shorthand reporter's notebook, but you can get lots of beautiful ones, or down the street, wherever you live, you can get something. But the important thing is that you have a notebook, even just one, and that's where you're going to record your memories. So you're going to have memories that come up that you want to include, and you're just going to put down dot points in this notebook. Just use dot points just so that it will trigger your mind when you go to write about them, or however you're going to create. You're going to go, yep, now I know the one. So you've got a few things to go by. And memories are going to come to you. They're going to come to you during the day. They can come to you at night. You can wake up and have had a dream and go, oh yeah, I've got a memory. I need to write it down in my notebook so I don't forget. Some people have multiple notebooks. They keep them in their handbag or their bag. They might keep them in their car. They might keep them on the bedside table, beside the bed. Or you can even go digital, and you can have an ongoing sort of note in your phone, and you can make notes about these memories as they come up. Now you can put these in, you can do a little bit of organisation if you like. In the notebook you can have it, sections like memories together, so it might be stages of your life, or it could be sort of decades of your life. However you want to do it. Doesn't matter if it's all in there together. Some people do like to just section it out. The important thing here is that you actually get those memories down in basic form somewhere so that when you go to write or when you go to create, you have them ready to go. So that's step number 1, my number 1 organising tip. The second one is to have one place in that you do your creating. So you've got all these memories in the notebook. You want to then get those, and you're going to expand on them. You're going to expand on them in this one place. Now, for example, you might want to go digital. It could be just simple Word document, a Microsoft Word document, or a Google Docs document. You've got one place. But then if you want to go offline, you can use a larger notebook. You might want to use a ring binder or some other kind of folder system. So you're going to have files or folders wherever that's online or offline. But one place in that, as you go through those memories and you start to expand on them, you're going to have one place that becomes like a draft and then a final copy of your life story project. Keep it all central, keep it all in one place. That's tip number 2. The second tip I have for you is about navigating that document. Or that folder, whatever you decide, you're going to have sections in there. So, for example, if we were doing a memoir and we were working in Microsoft Word or Google Docs, for example, we would have, maybe basic chapters happening or stages of our life. So we would give it a working title, working headline, and we would label that or code that heading 1. There's different designs or themes you can apply to a heading. So you use maybe say heading 1, and that's the chapter name. And then as you expand on your memory, so you've got a memory, you give it a short name. It's only a working headline or a working name. It's not particularly going to stay there at the end of the process when you do a final draft, but just so when you're working, you name this memory, you put it under that, put it as a heading number 2. So it's down a level from the heading 1, and you put it in the chapter that you think it might work in. And that's going to change as you create and as you go through your drafts. You're going to say, this one that memory might belong better in this chapter, and vice versa. But the important thing is to give them a heading 1 or a heading 2. And if you do that, if you use the program the way it's set up, you're going to get a side panel that can come up. Now, it might be a navigation pane in Microsoft, or it could be the document outline, I think it's called in Google. But that's going to be on the same, it's kind of like a tree where you'll be able to see the different chapters and then the different memories and their headings underneath. So you get a really good at a glance, 1,000-foot view of this one document of your complete life story. And the good thing about using these panels or these outlines is that, yeah, you can see it at a glance, but some programs will allow you to drag and drop those headings, you know, in different orders. So it will take the whole section, not just the heading, but take the whole section underneath, and you can move it around, drag and drop it. Now, of course, if your program doesn't do that, that's fine. You could probably cut and paste, no worries. The important thing is that you see it visually and you can see where everything is placed. So that's my third tip. There's 3 tips I've given you there. Surefire ways to stay organised when you're creating a life story project. So to recap, we had 1, memory notebook, really important. Have 1, have many. But then you want to consolidate those all into the second tip, which is one place, and that could be online or offline, some kind of working document where you're creating. The third tip is to use that document to have some navigation. That's going to really help you organise your story and be creative at the same time. So I hope all these tips have been really handy for you to tame creative chaos just using some organisational basics. I'd like to know too, have you got some organisation tips that you would like to share that you've encountered with your life story creating so far? Let me know. You can go to foreveryoungautobiographie.com/contact or head over to a larger version of this show. It's over at my website at foreveryoungautobiographie.com/staying organised. I go into more detail and I'll have some links there that show you exactly where you can find that navigation pane, document outline. There's a few extra little hints and tips that you are going to find helpful in this process. Now, before I go, I mentioned the Structure Success video training. This is great if you're trying to get down on paper maybe a 1-page rough outline of your project. And it could be your main key memories, it could be your key events of your life. But this training is going to walk you through that process of getting those out of your mind and onto a page so you have a bit of a roadmap. To get this free training, you need to go to foreveryoungautobiographie.com/structure success sign up. All these links will be in the show notes for you, so don't stress. Just check that out, click the links, and yeah, I know you're going to find this really helpful. Thanks for tuning in. I will be back soon with another show. It'd be fantastic if you could follow, subscribe, like the show, leave it a review. And until then, happy writing.